What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and help you guys better understand the price action of NIO. I'm also going to be breaking down their revenue, their estimated earnings per share, how many cars they may sell every single year, and talk about how this could affect the share price for many years to come. Now, before I do get started though, before I break down all these numbers and talk about why I'm super bullish for NIO, before I talk about other targets coming out from any analysts who are saying NIO is going to just go parabolic very soon, before I talk about why I'm so bullish, I have to mention a couple of things real quick. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed 6 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell these 6 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some NIO shares for free. Now, this is a limited time offer. It ends in just 2 weeks. So please check it out before it runs out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at NIO, obviously this thing is not at a super high level. I mean, we're seeing this thing around that under the $20 range. However, it's not the end of the world, because when it comes to the projected growth of this company, it is going to be insane if you actually look at the numbers and what this thing is capable of doing. So the first thing I want to talk about is their target production capacity. If you look at this right here, according to many big banks out there, NIO targets annual production capacity of 600,000 units by the end of 2022. Now, I do know that their production capacity is not at that level yet, but they are ambitious, okay? And there's a saying, if you aim for the stars, you may never reach them, but you are going to be much closer to the moon. Ever think about that? If you aim to build a rocket that could actually make it to Pluto, you may never make it all the way to Pluto, but you'll make it much closer to Mars if that's what you're aiming for. And you can see they're aiming for such high numbers. They're pushing very hard and they refuse to give up. Okay, when people were saying they may get delisted, this and that, well, they got on the Singapore exchange. They're working with the SEC to get all the paperwork together. Look at what they're doing. They refuse to quit. They keep on pushing forward. They have amazing customer service. They're innovating the world. And for those reasons alone, I could talk about why I'm so bullish for NIO. Now, when it comes to their revenue, you could see in 2019, revenue was at 1 billion. 2020, about 2.5 billion. 2021, over 5.67 billion. So they're growing and growing and growing. And the thing about their growth is there was the whole lockdown situation slowing them down. It's true, they may slow down a little bit for 2022, but at the end of the day, I have not lost faith whatsoever. I am not losing faith in this company. I believe that many forecasts, they may be a little bit exaggerated, but they do have truth behind them. 2023, many analysts are saying NIO could actually get $154 by 2023. They also think that it could easily break past around 120 to 170 by 2024, $200 by 2025. $500 by 2030. Now, I'm going to give my opinions of these extremely bullish price targets and whether that's actually possible or not. Now, what could end up happening is, look, I don't know if NIO is actually going to achieve 600,000 units per year just this year, but I could give you guys an estimate. So for the year 2022, there could be a bit of a slowdown, okay? They did like 91,000 in 2021. This year, it might be around 100,000. Let's just go with 100,000 units that they sold this year. And I'm saying this because there was that slowdown in Shanghai. There are things kind of affecting their numbers. So they would have broken past everything. But like I said, the lockdowns are hurting the entire economy, supply chains too. So they may only hit 100,000 units for the year, revenue at 5 billion, earnings per share maybe at a negative 0.75, something like that. And the stock price could hit around $30 this year. It's still possible once we start to recover, if we get that recovery. But even if that's not the case and the recovery starts next year, I could see them selling 250,000 cars for the year 2023. That's true. I think they're capable of doubling it. I think they're going to push very hard. Revenue could easily double, and they may be profitable overall with around $1 when it comes to their earnings per share. Now, this number depends on outstanding shares. I don't know if I can account for how many they're going to issue or not. So take this number with a grain of salt. I also can't predict the future perfectly, okay? I don't know about other constraints, other factors that are unknowns, but this isn't just based off uh, everything. It's just based off cars. Okay, how many cars they sell? What about their self-driving technology that they're working on? What about NAMI? What about their new models? Right? What about new listings? I didn't talk about those things because I don't truly know how to truly incorporate everything in this from a fundamental basis. What I could do is look at the numerical value of cars, which is what I'm doing. Just wanted to point that out. So if we do hit 250,000 cars, right? It's possible for us to fundamentally or even reach $75 a share or even higher than that sometime next year. Because it's a little bit hard to make that target because of the fact that the market's not in a perfect state. Maybe the recovery will slow down a little bit for next year, considering what the Fed is doing. But by the time we get to 2024, they could easily hit 500,000 units by then, and that should cause the share price to go above, or at least the revenue will go above 25 billion. The share price could go to 150, but at the very least, I would say 110, right? So compared to the current share price, right? 16, 17, 18, $20 a share, wherever you bought into NIO, that's that's way, way, way lower than where this thing could go by 2024, which is less than 2 years from now, a year and a half from now. This thing could be in over 100, believe it or not. By the time we get to 2025, they could deliver or at least produce a total of 900,000 cars, $45 billion in revenue, right? Higher earnings per share. $150 is very possible for 2025, in my opinion. And then if you go a little bit more forward for 2026, 1.5 million cars sold, 75 billion in revenue. It's possible for them to not just hit 200 a share, maybe they'll hit 220 a share if they see this much growth. And the thing is, these numbers could be achieved way sooner. So maybe NIO can hit $100 a share next year. I mean, it's possible. It seems a little bit unlikely, but I just want to be as realistic as possible. But going into, let's just say 2027, let me move this here. 2027, okay, NIO may hit 2.5 million cars in production that are end up being sold, 125 billion in revenue, a higher earnings per share, leading to $255 for the share price. And by 2028, I wouldn't be surprised if they hit 3 million in production for the year alone. They hit 150 billion in revenue, or even higher than that, and they achieve a $300 share price. That's very much possible. That's less than 6 years from now. What incredible growth from the company. Now, let's just say I'm correct, okay? Let's just say it goes to 300 per share. If the current share price, let's just say you got in the 20s, well, 300 is more than, what is that, 15 times that $20 share price. So you could 15x your money in just like 6 years if it actually goes that high, right? But if you entered this play around the $20 range, right? Around 20, and let's just say I'm half right. Let's just say pretend it only goes to 150 by then. You're still going to more than 7x your money depending on where you entered. Even if you entered at $40, you'll more than 4x your money in less than 6 years. That's still incredible. And as investors, we don't go all in on one play. So you can have money for other plays too, but I'm just putting it out there that this thing has immense potential. And this is just the bare minimum numbers based off their cars alone. I'm not counting for NAMI. I'm not counting for expansion, for future outlooks or other things like that. It's just based off cars sold and the sheer numbers. So it goes to show what this thing could do, not to mention the fact that it has that squeeze potential. And I can quite easily, in my opinion, see this thing breaking past the 300s around 2028, maybe as soon as 2027 in just a couple of years. So it's very much possible, and it makes me very, very bullish. Now, these are just the bare minimums. Remember, it could probably go even higher than this. So I just wanted to put this out there and give you an idea of what is possible and why I'm still so bullish for this company. With that out of the way, Their battery swapping technology is amazing. Their sales are going to grow. I'm incredibly bullish. And I do believe the current share price is a steal for the long term future. There is a risk involved in investing in NIO because it is a company that's based in China. And obviously, ties are not perfect between the China and the US, but it's not the end of the world because I believe they will put their differences aside as they are expanding around the world. And I do believe regardless of what happens, they're going to keep growing. They're going to be listed on different exchanges. So it's not the end of the world. I believe the company is going to keep on growing, and you should not lose faith in it. And you just have to remain calm, cool, and collected and give it the time it needs because I'm very, very bullish. With that out of the way, thank you. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon, and peace out.